What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video.
Another lit video.
You already know the vibes.
Period.
So today we are going to talk about 5 things that you should think about or have when traveling. When we were traveling for Cancun, and even though the trip was amazing, there were some things that we thought about and we were like, dang, if we brought those, then it kind of would have made things a little easier. Definitely. Things a little bit more lit. And and yeah, so if you want to know those 5 things, make sure you follow along with this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you never miss another video. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing you have to bring when you travel, whether you travel international or domestic, whatever, is your passport.
Facts.
And that seems kind of obvious,
right?
But especially internationally, if you do not have a passport, you cannot go nowhere. No. They do not take that license that we have. That's not gonna cut it.
I don't even think they'll let you really check in without your passport. Because we actually couldn't do pre-check coming back to the States because something happened. We weren't able to pre-check, so we had to check in at the airport and they scanned our passport. So you definitely need to make sure you have that at all times. Another thing, like while you're going through the airport, I would just recommend like having it easily accessible and ready to go, because especially now with COVID and everything that's been going on, they will ask to see your passport frequently, like the entire time from the minute you get to the airport to the minute you sit in your seat.
They
literally
checked our passport so many times.
Yeah.
Like they checked it like pre-security, checking in, before we got on the plane, right before you get on the plane.
And they had interviewers like checking our passport and everything before we even got to the check-in counter. So when you're traveling internationally, it's definitely very important. Y'all all know this already, but it's just something to really like keep in mind.
Like for real.
Another thing, when you are traveling, you want to make sure that you always pack more than less, just to be on the safe side. I just would hate to be in that situation where I'm like, I'm trying to make sure I don't have to pay extra money, or I want to make sure my bag is under that 50 pounds, and then you like get to like close to the end of your trip and you're like, I don't have no clothes left.
and what's crazy is, before we even got to the airport and stuff, we were packing and we were like, dang, this is kind of heavy, like I should take some things out. So we both ended up taking things out just to get to the scale at the airport, and it was only like 30 pounds.
Literally.
So we had 20 whole pounds.
That we could have,
And there's like one thing too, when they weigh your suitcase and stuff, like they don't count the suitcase as the weight.
Well, they should, because if you put the suitcase on the scale, it's counting the whole thing.
Yeah, but because like, what if I have a heavy suitcase?
But that goes into it.
But it doesn't though.
How? If you put the entire suitcase on a scale?
Because our stuff was more than 3 pounds.
It wasn't though.
But like it was.
How is the scale supposed to know what the weight of the suitcase is by itself to exclude it?
They subtract the average amount of a suitcase, of like how much a suitcase would be. Yeah.
I never knew that. Well, you learn something every day.
I might be capping. Don't take my word for it. I might be capping.
Oh.
I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
But
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure it just.
Hey, but it sounded good though, right? She said, "Dang, maybe it is." But
I'm pretty sure they just count it all as one. So.
Yeah, Christal's probably right, to be honest.
Because I don't think there's a way for them to know, like, okay, this suitcase weighs 5 pounds by itself, empty. So then when you put the clothes in it, you know, like, there's technology, but I don't think the scale itself
because the scale is low-key kind of basic. So really disregard what I said. Really, I was capping. Let's not even act like I wasn't, because I was. So,
and I was going to let him keep going, but I don't want y'all to be like, oh, bet. And then,
like, oh, bet, I'm going to get 75 pounds worth of clothes.
Y'all got to pay extra money.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that to y'all.
But, I mean, in all actuality, like, you can bring more than what you think
What you think, yeah. If you know how to pack, you can at least. So I probably could have brought a whole extra like 2 outfits, maybe another pair of shoes.
Yeah, I could have brought more casual clothes.
Yeah, because at the end of the trip, it's not like we ran out of clothes, but we were like, oh, we could have brought this instead.
Yeah.
But anyway, moving on to the next thing.
Yeah, the third thing that you guys should keep in mind when you travel, if you're going to a hotel or a resort or anything, is bring a Chromecast or like a Roku device, Apple TV, whatever that you can connect to the TV, because even though our TV had cable and like movies and stuff, like it would have just been
they weren't anything we really wanted to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I think with the international resort, every resort is different, obviously. Right. But for our resort, there weren't that many options when it came to the cable and stuff like that in terms of what was on at the time and what we were interested in watching. So rather, we probably would have preferred to be able to log into our device and just watch
like
anything.
Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, whatever.
Yeah, it would have been. It probably just would have been more fun that way. So
yeah, but we did see some cool movies though.
We did.
Yeah.
But they were like late at night. So you had to catch them at the right time. So it was like facts. If you caught them in that moment, then they were good. But most of the time, it was like like Teen Titans Go.
that show's low key funny though.
No, we love that show, but you know, we're not trying to watch that.
Trying to watch Marvel, trying to watch, I don't know,
Amazon Prime, something else.
That new movie with Michael B. Jordan, because
yeah.
We still haven't seen it, but
so I would say definitely bring a Chromecast. There's something that you can watch your own stuff on. But another thing.
The fourth thing.
Yes, I would make sure you have tennis shoes if you're planning on doing excursions or any sort of, like if you're planning on leaving the resort to do excursions or anything like that, bring tennis shoes that you wouldn't mind getting dirty. Because I brought,
oh my gosh.
I brought with me my Air Maxes.
Her whitey
my
shoes.
all white Air Maxes.
She's about to wear her all white shoes.
Let me explain why. Because one, I was only really thinking about like workout shoes, and I wasn't really thinking about the excursion like that. Because I was originally, like we said, we were only planning on doing horseback riding.
True.
So in my head, I was like, okay, they'll get a little dirty, but it's like, it's not that big of a deal.
Enough to clean them off.
And then we ended up doing ATV, zip lining, and horseback riding all in one day. And then they were like, you can jump in this lake. So we ended up having to buy like them little, what are they called?
Water. It's like water shoes. It's like the shoes you can wear like in a pool.
Yeah, but they're for land and water.
But
so
they came in handy though.
They really did. Yeah. So we had to end up purchasing those. But if you prefer to, I would just tell you to bring tennis shoes that you don't mind getting dirty. So. But
that also leads to the next thing. Fifth thing that you should bring when you travel wherever is cash. Have to bring money, bills, dollar bills, because even though it's 2021 and everything's electronic, going to different countries, going to different places, they might prefer cash or a card. So,
and even in the resort, you never know, because we even tried when we went to our spa day, we were like, oh, bet we're splitting it between the two of us, we both just have cash, pay it all at once. And they wouldn't accept cash.
They're like, nah, we need a card on file right now.
So I would just say make sure you have as much cash as you do to use your card, so that you are never like stuck like, well, I was only expected to pay cash. You know, you just never want to be in one of those scenarios. So.
It's a balance though.
Yeah. So do what you have the means to do, but just consider that whenever you're traveling.
Right.
And even if we didn't leave the resort except just to do the excursion. So if you are planning on leaving your resort anywhere, or just your hotel room and going out and doing other stuff, especially in another country, you want to make sure you have cash.
Cash.
You can convert it to whatever the currency is of that country.
You just gotta do your research.
Yeah, I would just do your research. A lot of the workers at the resort told us that they prefer USD. So we really didn't have to use pesos like that. Keep that in mind, like when you're purchasing stuff from the shops, they only have peso to give you in cash. So for those sort of things, if you don't want pesos back, I would recommend using your card. So those are just things to keep in mind.
So the last thing, fifth thing, the last thing that you should bring, we really recommend that you bring, is a portable charger.
Definitely.
Y'all, my phone was dead by 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I was hurt.
LJ's phone is always
It stayed dead, y'all. I'm sorry.
So for him, a portable charger is an everyday
It's a must.
thing.
Man, chill out.
But especially when you're traveling, a portable charger is a good idea, because if you plan on spending all day outside at the beach, at the pool, other festivities, and obviously there's no outlet at the beach or the pool, so definitely a portable charger is a good idea. Even on the plane, we had to get up really early, so like LJ said, his phone was already like
so chill. So time out. It was full at 4 o'clock when we left.
By the time we got back here at 12, it was already dead, basically.
It was on 2%.
How he does this, I have no idea, because my phone is literally only a quarter.
No, she got a new phone.
My phone was always like that though. When have I ever told you that my phone died?
You've always had a better phone than me though.
Anyway.
I've had the same phone since we dated, y'all. So
this is true.
And she had 2 phones.
This is my second new phone since we've been
so
together.
keep that in mind too, because everyone knows when you get a certain phone, I'm not gonna say the type of phone, but after a certain time.
Why can't you tell them? It's the iPhone 12 Pro Max.
No, but I'm saying like everyone knows for iPhones, like after like a certain amount of time, like the battery
for your phone. Yeah, we're not gonna tell y'all what type.
Even though y'all already heard it. Either way, y'all already know. After a certain amount of time, the battery gets kind of old and your phone dies very quickly. So
this is true. He also uses his phone a lot more than I do.
I do.
But anyway, yeah, just bring a portable charger. It will help you in the end. They're fairly inexpensive. I'm sure Amazon has them, but you can find them at your local Walmart or Target or something like that. But one final thing that we just wanted to add as a bonus, if you go to your resort and you have a jacuzzi tub or just a large tub or a bathtub in your suite or your room, I would definitely recommend like bringing scents, or like if you like bath oils, bath salts,
bubble bath,
like
bring all
bath bombs, any of those things that will enhance your experience while you're using this big luxurious tub that they let you use in your suite. I would definitely recommend it. Or even if you want to bring, I don't know, you can't bring candles obviously, but I don't know, anything that would just make it more relaxing and more enjoyable for you. We definitely would have liked to have like some bubble baths or something with us, which we didn't even think of. I mean, we knew we had a hot tub or a jacuzzi in the room, but we didn't think about that, so that's why we're telling y'all now, just as something to consider when you're traveling. So yeah, I'm sorry y'all, one other thing that I want to mention is when you are booking your reservation at a resort, you want to make sure, obviously when you book it they ask you to keep a credit card on file, but also when you get there, the first thing that they're probably going to ask you is to swipe your credit card so that you can have it on file, so that you can pay a deposit to have the card placed on file, and then when you check out they give the money back to you. That is really helpful. Say it's all inclusive, but say there's extra things, like if you want to have a glass of wine at your meal, or you want to purchase a bottle of wine, they can charge it right to the card on file, and it just makes things a lot easier. Even like if you go to the spa, there was an option to charge it to the card on file. So just make sure you have some sort of card with additional, expect to pay a little bit more than what you're paying for your reservation, so save room for that little deposit. So just make sure you're prepared for that as well. So
so that is it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. These were just things for our personal opinion that what we thought you should keep in mind. Obviously everyone has a different opinion and that's cool, but again, this is just what we thought y'all should keep in mind. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to this channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you never miss another video. Also make sure you follow us on Instagram at ChrystalRoss22 and L_15, and we will see y'all later. Thank y'all so much.
Thank y'all. Bye guys.